Today I'm testing out some really cool kitchen gadgets. First up, we've got this digital measuring spoon. And I'm going to see how well it compares to regular kitchen scales. Here's the handle with a digital display, and the scoop attaches on the end here. Remove the cover on the back, and insert the battery. There's an on and off button, and you can cycle through different units. And the idea is you can scoop ingredients straight from the packet, jars or containers, to get an accurate reading immediately. Let's try measuring out 100 grams and see how accurately it compares to using a regular set of kitchen scales. Wow! Bang on 100 grams! That's unbelievable. I've got to be honest, I wasn't expecting it to be quite so accurate. That's amazing. But what about if we try something a lot lighter? Like these spare batteries that they supplied with it. If I measure these on the regular scales, they come in at 6 grams. And if I put them onto the scoop, oh, there's definitely something a bit funny going on there. I don't think it's particularly accurate for very small weights. But let's change the unit. I'm going to try measuring out 1/4 cup of ground flax seeds. And I know there's definitely going to be inaccuracies here, because a cup is a measurement of volume. So the actual weight will vary on the ingredients' density and how tightly it's packed. So I've measured out 1/4 cup here, and if I transfer it into this 1/4 cup measure, there's quite a large discrepancy. In fact, if I empty it out, I can nearly fill up the measure twice. I wouldn't use it for measuring out cups, but it is quite fun for weighing things. Although I did find if you want to measure out 200 grams to bake a cake or something, it can be difficult with the spoon scale having to do numerous scoops and add them up to get the required amount. Obviously with conventional scales, you just put your mixing bowl on top, zero the weight, then keep tipping in the ingredients until you reach the required amount. So I definitely prefer these regular scales. Next, we've got this 2-in-1 chili corer. It's a handy kitchen gadget that combines 2 tools in one for removing the stalk and core from peppers and chilies. It's supposed to help make prepping faster, safer, and less messy. So let's try it out. There's 2 pieces. This one for chili peppers, like jalapenos, and this larger one is for bell peppers. Despite it all being made out of plastic, these points and cutting edges are really quite sharp. I quickly consulted the side of the box to see how to use it, and let's give it a try. I'll start with this nice big red pepper. Place the larger of the gadgets over the top, then push it down, giving it a little twist. Oh wow, check it out. It's removed the whole core. That's pretty good. Pretty cool, huh? I'll try it again with this one. Oh, I've actually torn the pepper a bit, pushing it down. But again, yeah, it's taken the whole core out. There's still some seeds inside, but if I give it a little shake over the bowl, I can easily clear those all out too. I'll give the red one a tap, and it's done a pretty good job. Perfect if you wanted to make some stuffed peppers. I will say though, it does leave some of the pepper behind around the stalk, and I actually found I was able to achieve a very similar result just using a knife. In fact, it was probably a little bit cleaner because I didn't damage the pepper at all by pushing this large gadget down inside. Let's try out this smaller one on some of these chilies. I carefully pushed it down in. Oh no, it's pushed the whole thing down inside. Let's see if I can fish it back out. Oh no, I'm making a bit of a mess. Let's try tapping it down onto a chopping board. Ah, there we go, nicely cleaned out. I'll see if it works any better on another one. No, it's not sticking in the gadget at all. If I try again. Ugh, I've just pushed it down inside again. Give it a shake. And there it is. For this yellow one, I'll carefully try and prise it out after it's cut. Oh yeah, I think I've got it. Ah, success. Well, it sort of works. These chilies are very neat once I've emptied out the insides. But again, you can do a similar job using a knife. What do you think? Have you tried one? Is this gadget genius, or junk, or somewhere in between? Let me know in the comments. If you're enjoying this video, you might like to subscribe so you don't miss out on my new content. I've got loads more coming soon. It's my dream to get to 10 million subscribers, and I really appreciate every one of you who helps by clicking the subscribe button. Now, what's inside this box should be able to replace all of this. Let's have a look. It's a compact set of 5 different kitchen utensils. And they come with this useful little lock ring to keep them all together. I really like the size and shape of these. They feel strong and well made. This one is actually a ginger grater. You can see the closely spaced ridges designed to scrape and shred the ginger. Let's give it a go. I pulled off a knob of ginger to give it a try. And it works very well. It didn't take long and I've got some fine ginger paste, ideal for cooking or baking. Next I'm going to try out this one, the vegetable peeler. There's a removable cover for the blade, and it looks very sharp. It's also a really lovely colour. When I tested it out on this carrot, it worked extremely well. It didn't require much effort, and you can use it in either direction. Next is this pizza cutter. It feels strong and robust, and the blade feels nice and sharp. I cooked a couple of pizzas to give it a try. And even though the cutting wheel is smaller than on some other pizza cutters, it's slicing through easily, no trouble at all. I was worried that it might be a little bit small to hold, but for a compact set, it's absolutely fine. Next we've got this little grater. It's stainless steel with quite a fine cutting size. I'm going to try it out with some Parmesan cheese. Like with the ginger one, there isn't actually much room to grate back and forth, it's a small surface area, and that's the one sacrifice you have to make with these compact utensils. But it's worked really well, it's nice and sharp, and it's easy to clean. The final one is this. It's a bottle opener. There's nothing complicated about this, it's just a regular bottle opener. It worked well, but I would say in terms of compact gadgets, you can get far smaller bottle openers, like this for example. So you're not really saving any space, but put them all together and it does make up a really nice set. They're good quality, really nice colours, and they'd be perfect in a small kitchen where you don't have much storage. Maybe a student house, or you could take them camping or travelling with you. Next we're going to look at this. It's a Ratchet grinder. It can be used for salt, pepper, or even spices. Move the handle back and forward, and it rotates the metal bar going through the middle, which turns the grinder at the bottom. Pretty cool, huh? Let's fill it up and try it out. Oh, I can't seem to undo it. Ha! And then I realised there's a little flap at the front that opens. That's cool. And I also discovered a little dial on the bottom that adjusts the grinding size from coarse to fine. I'm going to fill it up with these flakes of sea salt. They're nice and crunchy. And I opened the flap and carefully filled it up. Doesn't that look smart, the red and the white together? And I love the big handle on the top. Let's give it a crank and... yeah, it's working. And if I try adjusting the grind size from coarse to fine... there is a little bit of a difference, but it isn't substantial. But each setting does give a nice uniform grind. But how does it compare to this grinder? This is a 2-in-1 salt and pepper mill. It has an arrow here at the front, and you can rotate it to change between pepper or salt. To operate it, it's got these long handles at the top that you squeeze together. This activates the grinder, and at the bottom there's also adjustment for the grind size of the salt and pepper. I'm starting by trying the salt grinder on the coarse setting. You can see here there really are some big pieces of salt. However, it's not all a uniform size. There are also some smaller bits going down to very fine. And if we adjust the grind size to the very fine setting, make another little pile, there's definitely some very fine salt here. However, there are still a few bigger pieces too. Let's see how the Ratchet grinder compares. This is also on the fine setting, and it definitely gives a more uniform grind. The size of these pieces all look exactly the same, but it's not quite as fine as some of the pieces from the other grinder. But I do love both of these grinders. I think the Ratchet one is my favourite. But what about you? Which is yours? Let me know in the comments. Now, if you'd like to see how I used these really interesting kitchen gadgets to make some delicious cuisine from all around the world, you can click on the link here. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my new content. I've got loads more coming soon. Have fun, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.